She had Hollywood in her hands. Now not even Oprah takes her calls. The BET Awards in 2025 were supposed to be a night of joy and recognition. Stars walked the red carpet in their best looks. Cameras flashed, and everyone expected a night of music, awards and celebrations. But the entire night took a sharp turn when Tyler Perry, one of Hollywood's most respected figures, walked on stage. He wasn't smiling. He didn't come for applause. He came with a truth that no one expected. That night, Perry didn't just speak. He dropped a bombshell that ended Meghan Markle's carefully built Hollywood dream. Perry started by sharing how years ago, a woman called him in tears. She was scared, confused, and didn't know who to trust. Without saying her name, everyone knew it was Meghan Markle. Tyler told the audience how he helped her and Prince Harry during their toughest time. When they left the royal family and had no protection or home, Tyler Perry gave them everything. A private jet brought them from Canada. He opened the doors of his luxurious Beverly Hills mansion. He paid for their security, food, and even their comfort. He gave them peace. There were no contracts, no rules, just kindness. Perry believed Meghan needed support. He remembered what it was like to be homeless, so he did what he thought was right. But after a while, something didn't feel right. Meghan started asking for more. A private chef, a stylist, a helicopter ride around the city. She wanted luxury, not safety. When Perry said no to the helicopter, everything changed. Meghan became distant. She stopped speaking to staff, ignored greetings, and began treating people poorly. Perry shared how she scolded a chef for the way food tasted, made a guard stand for hours at the gate, and yelled at staff over folded napkins. They cried. Tyler watched it happen and realized he wasn't helping a victim anymore. He was being used. He looked at all the bills and saw how much he had covered. From immigration lawyers to household shopping, the expenses added up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Meghan and Harry promised to pay him back when their Netflix deal came through. But the money came and Perry never saw a single payment. What hurt more was Meghan's silence. She never thanked him, never called, never even sent a holiday card, until she needed something again, funding for a documentary. When Perry asked for the script, she vanished again. That's when he understood he was just another name she used for her own benefit. He ended his speech with a painful truth: you can't build a palace on unpaid bills. That moment shattered the room. No one expected this from Perry, the same man who gave Meghan a safe space. His honesty forced Hollywood to face a hard truth. Meghan Markle had burned a bridge with the one person who risked his reputation to help her. And if Perry was done protecting her, everyone else knew it was time to step away too. Soon after the speech, Oprah Winfrey, the very woman who gave Meghan her voice in that famous 2021 interview, went silent. No tweets, no posts, no defense. Oprah's media company Harpo Productions removed Meghan's name from future projects. Content meetings no longer included her. Gayle King, Oprah's closest friend and Meghan's former supporter, also stayed quiet. This silence wasn't random. In Hollywood, when Oprah stops talking about you, it's over. Meghan's team tried to stay strong, but big studios and brands started walking away. Netflix canceled her animated series Pearl. Spotify dropped her podcast Archetypes after one season. Meghan's podcast was even mocked by executives who called it a narcissism seminar. Behind the scenes, her public image was suffering. Internal Hollywood whispers turned into loud industry chatter. One former network executive admitted anonymously, "We were warned by multiple people not to get involved. Too much drama, too much risk." This fear spread. Even Meghan's past co-stars began distancing themselves. No public support, no social media engagement. Nothing. The silence became the message. Meghan once had it all. She had fame, royal titles, public sympathy, and powerful friends. But everything started crumbling after Perry's speech. And then came the money issue. Leaked reports showed her nonprofit, the Archwell Foundation, spent over $2.3 million in a year. But no one could say what it achieved. There were no clear projects, just designer events, photo ops, and expensive makeup artists. People who worked with her said they were never paid. A PR firm said Meghan owed them $80,000 and only paid after threats of legal action. Emails leaked from Archwell revealed that financial advisors warned Meghan to stop using the charity's money for personal things. But she didn't listen. One insider said she told them, "This is my organization, I do what I want." Reports began surfacing that Meghan used charity money to pay for stylist travel and wellness treatments. From private aromatherapy sessions to first-class flights for events labeled charity-related, every receipt told a different story. Some donors began asking questions. Others pulled their support entirely. Behind closed doors, Archwell was falling apart. Now the IRS and California state officials are watching. In California, using charity money for personal use can lead to serious trouble. Meghan may be facing an investigation that could change everything. Banks have also flagged her accounts for strange spending. She pays her image consultants before paying her actual team. Some payments are delayed, others are missing. On the outside she may seem rich, but behind the scenes things look unstable. Meanwhile the royal family remains silent. No statements. No support. Prince William cut contact. King Charles removed Harry and Meghan from his plans and possibly inheritance documents. Harry is no longer seen at royal events. Kensington Palace, once his home, has shut its doors to him. Sources close to the palace revealed that Meghan and Harry are no longer discussed in family meetings. Their portraits were removed from key royal offices. They are no longer included in invitations for traditional royal ceremony. In every way that matters, they are not just gone, they have been erased. And Harry, he doesn't speak. He just stands beside Meghan while the world watches their empire fall. Body language experts say the couple looks more distant than ever. Their smiles are forced. Their stories sound tight. Even Harry's connection to the British public is fading. They don't see him as a prince anymore, just a man stuck in a role he no longer controls. Meghan tried to bounce back. She launched a new podcast. It failed. She pitched a documentary about her healing journey. Studios rejected. One producer said, "There's no story, just ego." She gave a speech at a charity event, but no one listened. No buzz. No headlines. The media had moved on. Even on social media, Meghan became a joke. People pulled up old clips of her Oprah interview and turned them into memes. Hashtags like "Du frappe royauté" in headstemmer and "royal fraud" trended for days. The woman once seen as a strong voice for justice is now viewed as a warning sign in Hollywood. No one wants to work with her. No brand wants her image. People magazine canceled a feature on her out of fear. Her own team has shrunk. PR managers are focused only on damage control now. But they can't stop the leaks. Staff are leaving Archwell. Internal messages say no one knows what Meghan wants anymore. One day she wants a talk show. Next day a documentary. Then a skincare line. The next a cookbook. But nothing sticks. Nothing works. Her image is broken. Not because of one mistake, but because of many. And Hollywood doesn't forgive easily. Now Meghan stands alone. The royal family won't take her back. Hollywood won't open its doors. The public doesn't care. Even friends like Oprah and Perry have turned away. She thought she could build her own empire. But she built it on favors, borrowed time and broken trust. She once said she was misunderstood. But today people see through her. And in a place like Hollywood, being fake is the one thing no one will accept. Now she's living in silence. No call, no shows, no spotlight. She's no longer a rising star. She's a story that people have stopped caring about. And Harry, he's quieter than ever. No more speeches. No more interviews. Just a man who left behind a crown and ended up in the middle of chaos. Their dream of freedom turned into a reality of isolation. Every step they take now is watched. Not with admiration, but with curiosity. People aren't supporting them. They're waiting for the final chapter. The most painful part. Meghan had everything. She had the world's attention, support from leaders, sympathy from millions. But she lost it. Not because of the press or the royals, but because of her choices. Now when people talk about her, they don't talk about her strength. They talk about the silence around her. Her brand deals dried up. Her speaking engagements became fewer. She started approaching smaller networks, but they declined. One streaming service said they don't want to deal with baggage. A once global name had now become a risk not worth taking. Her former team, who once hustled day and night to secure her visibility, now barely answered her emails. She moved forward with a small documentary crew on her own, hoping a personal project would shift public perception, but it was never released. Insiders say the final cut lacked direction. It was emotional but confusing. Too much about pain, not enough about growth. One editor confessed, "It felt like therapy, not a story." As the months passed, Meghan's silence grew deeper. She stopped posting online. Her press team sent fewer updates. Harry was seen less in public. Paparazzi began to ignore them. News outlets didn't bother sending photographers when they attended events. Their once golden status had faded into gray. And still Meghan didn't change. Those closest to her begged her to apologize publicly, to repair the relationship she had damaged, but she refused. She believed she had done nothing wrong, that the world had betrayed her, that the media was to blame, that the royals had pushed her out. But the truth was simpler. Meghan Markle's fall was not sudden. It was step by step, built on overlooked actions, unpaid debts, broken friendships, and a refusal to reflect. And now the silence around her is louder than any scandal. It says everything. That's how the spotlight fades. Not with a scandal, but with everyone simply walking away. Meghan Markle, once seen as the woman who changed history, is now a symbol of what happens when ambition burns every bridge. She's not banned. She's just not invited. And in Hollywood, that's worse than being cancelled. That means you've become irrelevant. Meghan tried to control the narrative, but stories aren't owned, they're earned. And the world has decided her story isn't worth telling anymore. When you use kindness as a currency, the debt always comes due. Subscribe to see what really happens when the cameras stop and the truth begins.